Hello, welcome to Robyn's Roost. Today I have a really fun Cheers to You diamond gatefold card. It ends up with a ribbon of color across the center of the card. So it's going to look like this when we're done. And as I said, we're using the Cheers to You stamp set. Let me look. The paper is called Celebratory Sips. And that's actually the star of the show, is the paper. So we do use the words from the stamp set, but this is all paper from the set. It opens, and this is more cutouts from the paper and more cutouts from the paper. So it is, it's really using your designer series paper for the elements of the card. So let's just flip the camera and we'll get started. So let's take a look at the pieces that we're going to need for this card to begin with. So we need 2 pieces of white. This is going to be our little diamonds, and they are 2 3/4 inch square. And then to mat those, we need some colored cardstock. This is Bubble Bath. These are 2 7/8 inches square. Those are going to nest together. We need a piece of basic white for the inside of the card. This is 4 by 5 1/4. And then this is actually our card base. This is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And our designer series paper is going to get adhered to that. And then the star of our show, our designer series paper, and this is the full width of the paper, and it's 5 1/2 inches tall. And then once you cut it, you're going to score it at 2 inches, 4 inches, 8 inches, and 10 inches. And then we're going to now have to think, let's see, we're going to score it. No, I'm doing it wrong. It's going to go in, no, that's right, in and out. Okay, so you have your centerpiece, and the score lines are going to go in and out. Let me just grab a bone folder. It looks like maybe I had something a little bit crooked. Not bad though. We'll take it. So these should meet in the middle. Straight. If you did it straight, let's see if we can get this a little straighter. There we go. Okay, so this is our base. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to fold these corners in to meet the center line, all 4 of them. And this is going to give us this cool strip in the middle. So you're going to do that with all 4 corners. And that's our card base. And then, well, I guess it's not our base, it's our folded part, right? And then this looks like it's not cut the right width. Oh, this should have been cut at 5 1/4. Ugh. Always fun when you make a mistake like that on camera. So I just cut an 1/8 inch off at each side to correct that. At least I did this before my card class that's going on in a few hours. So now I can go back and I can fix all those. And before I forget, I am going to fix my directions. So when I have a card class, each card that we do my attendees get an instruction sheet so that they can create their cards again once they've finished them, because if they're like me, they won't remember the measurements. And now that I've become totally discombobulated, let's just go ahead and adhere this down. So this card is gonna be the like totally get me, because I actually I ordered special packs of paper so that I would have enough for my card class, all in the same design, and then I cut it wrong, so I had to use a different design anyways. So do you ever have days that go like that? I certainly do. Okay, so now let's do our inside right away. Now I have somewhere, I have this this fun, I don't know what's it called, open weave trim, and I'm going to put a strip of this across the top of here. This was just kind of for a little fun on the inside. So I've cut out a bunch of the little elements from the designer series paper. Okay, some flowers and some drink things, and I thought I had all my pieces cut out, but here's what I did, because I am missing one. I just took and fussy cut around the designer series paper, so nothing. This card has very little stamping on it. Let's see, this one is handy right here on the edge, so let's just take this one. So what I do is I just cut these out, and I'm using them for the decorations on my card. Now this stamp set, the cheers and sips, you could stamp these as well, but I'm being lazy, and well, I don't know if it's lazy if you don't like to fussy cut, but I am fussy cutting the elements. Just for a different look. And I'm not doing a very good job this morning. Okay, so this is going to go right here. So actually I'm just going to put that down, because once I get the adhesive on the back from the when I put my ribbon down, my trim, it's going to be sticky, so put that there. And I didn't realize that I didn't have my my words. I'm going to use the words out of here. So let's get our stamps mounted. So I need cheers, and to you, this little tiny one, cheers to you. And I'm going to do them on 2 separate blocks. And then let's celebrate. And I think I need one more. It's your day. Okay, so I guess we're using all of the words in here. Usually it's all of the images, but we're going to use the words. Okay, so let's go ahead and adhere this to the back. Okay. And then we are going to, and of course I cut this wrong as well. Let's see. We can make it work. Nope. Okay. It's all good. It's all good in the neighborhood. Let's see if we can do this. Yes, it'll still be good. Okay, so I really screwed up on the measurements on this one. So let's go ahead and fix this. And this inside base should be 3 3/4 by 5. Whew, this is a struggle today. Okay, so we need a greeting stamped in here, and you could use the say the rich raspberry or one of the colors, but because I've got myself totally rattled right now, I'm going to use tuxedo black. And inside here we are going to add It's Your Day. Okay, now let's do our front pieces. And these are going to go diamond shape. So make sure you do your elements on them diamond shape. And we've got the big ones for the front. And then we're going to do the cheers to you. And let's see how this is going to fit on this one. Each one's going to be a little bit different. Depending on your elements that you pick, right? So let's just do the cheers right about here, and to you. Make sure I have the right side up, because this morning it seems like I could do it upside down. Okay. And now we want to put adhesive on these, and make sure that we don't do it like on these edges that are going to be hanging over. So we'll just do it kind of in the center. Let's see. And I think I want to pop this one up. I guess that's going right there. I've decided. So let's get some dimensionals. And let's see. This one is pretty much all on. I want to put some on these leaves so they don't bend over. I don't usually put this many dimensionals on, but we're gonna give it the whole treatment today. We're just going to mount this on here, and let's hope I got these the right size. Sheesh. I wish I had done my video before I cut all the paper for my class. That would have been nice. Okay. So this side, we're going to put our smaller elements, and let's do our stamping first so that we can kind of put our elements around that. And this one is going to be our Let's Celebrate. And I think we're done with stamping, so let's cover our ink pad if we could find the cover. Here we go. There. Get that out of the way. Okay, so now we just need to arrange these. So we've got our bottle and our glass. And because this one kind of had some, what are those things called? Lemon slices on it. Okay. Actually, I want the bottle in the background, I think. Let's see. This would be a good spot maybe to use liquid glue on these. Kind of at an angle a little bit, and then we're going to put this next to it. Yeah, I think we're going to have to grab some liquid glue for this guy, and we're just going to put him right on top of that lemon, because it looks kind of weird that it got cut off, right? just going to put that there, and then I cut some of these little flowers out. It was a little putsy, but they're kind of pretty. And I truly wanted to do this card mostly without stamping. Okay, that was kind of too much. Do you ever have days like this where, oh my gosh, if you had an option, it's going to go wrong, not right? And I forgot to, usually I put some blocks underneath my laptop when I'm going to videotape, so that the fan doesn't run so much, so I apologize for the fan noise. But this is a really, really cute card, and if you have the measurements right, it's not too hard to make. Then this is going to go on this side, and what we're going to do is we're going to line our tips up with our edge, and this could either be popped up or down solid. Now I need to put adhesive on this side. Okay, now back to lining it up. And we don't want it to hang over there, so you got to be careful of that. And we want it maybe down a little centered in here. Okay, now when we put the other side on, we want this side to overlap so that when the card is closed, you don't see the other one. So adhesive on this side. And then get it all aligned. This one is going to hang a little bit over. Maybe you want to put your tips in the space between to get them lined up exactly. So there we go. And then the last thing we want to do is add some rainbow dots, because we always need some embellishments, right? So let's see. Oh, what color should we do on this one? I think these kind of these must be freesia, maybe, to match our flowers on this. So hopefully when you make this card, you start out with the paper cut the right way, and I will put the measurements, the correct measurements, in when I'm editing this. So hope you enjoyed this and have some fun with it. What other stamp sets and papers would this look good with? I would love to see what you come up with. Thanks for stopping by at the Roost, and I hope you have a great day.